Welcome to another episode of SHL Tonight. I'm your host, Ace. Alongside me, my wonderful two co-hosts, Hiff and Nike. How's it going, Hiff? Nike?
I will mention Nike is on the clock in fantasy football right now. So stop being a bum.
Yeah,
Foosball guys, huh?
I got that ping right as we were about to go live. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's what
probably
happened.
Yeah, I got
picked
two,
the wrong player,
Patrick.
so they had to
I
fix
need him.
that.
I need to because none of us can be here consistently every week anymore. So I need to have backups here. Yeah, no, Fancy's not one of my backups. But yeah,
SHL.
yeah,
We made it. This is like
we
3
did
or
it.
4 weeks in the making. If moved,
I did. I'm in the new place now.
Ace and I drafted all of our Bruins tickets for the year. The playoffs are now over. We're getting ready for the draft. Like, it's been a couple of weeks.
Do you have a draft pick? What are you getting ready for?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, we picked like 96th overall as our first pick. So, and I have no budget for players potentially.
Just imagine how deep of the scouting you have to go to make sure you're picking somebody viable. At 96.
You're not scouting every single player?
Got to reach out to everybody, every single player.
As soon as the line is posted in the GM office about the draft, there will be a quick. Chicago has now passed all of their picks.
Will you be first though, or will someone beat you to it?
Somebody will probably beat me to it, but I do aim to be first.
All right. So Edmonton's going to beat you to it, is what I'm hearing.
Well, Edmonton, as of yesterday, Edmonton did still have a pick.
Oh, true. Okay, I haven't checked the order.
I think they just moved it. I don't know if that's public or not yet. Maybe.
No leaks. Only 3 people are watching, so you're fine.
Yeah, these don't live forever in perpetuity or anything.
So yes, we're gonna go ahead and dive in and do a quick reaction of the SHL playoffs. Congratulations to the Atlanta Inferno in securing a huge Game 7 victory to win the Challenge Cup. Michael did win the cup, believe it or not. So congratulations to Michael and the Atlanta Inferno. Put the pass in the chat right now. Just don't press enter. Show the mad jersey. It's all right.
It's decent. It's decent.
Yeah.
Lighting's bad. There's no light in this room, so that's I gotta get a lamp going here, but I gotta unpack.
Edmonton narrowly. Well, I mean, they were nearly the next team to have a back-to-back cup championship. Some say the big thing that held them back was not having Hiff and Egg. But
if this is known, yeah. I will say, if we're talking about this, the fact that the J and the SHL both had the same teams in the finals back-to-back seasons might have us bring back that parity discussion again and ways to fix that. Because it's a little boring to see the same two teams in both leagues back-to-back seasons.
Yeah, I wonder what would you even suggest as like a way to address that?
So
I think ideas do you have?
Like unit tactics might be fun, but my guess is that like these teams have a lot. So like St. Louis and Edmonton have very similar coaches. Atlanta, I don't know if there's any connection to Kelowna. I don't believe so, but Kelowna was stacked. But there's a lot of like effect you can see coaching has. Like good coaching clearly can drag a team to a very good position, even with a roster that might not be as good. So unit tactics might add some more flexibility, but it also just might add more of a skill discrepancy in how you utilize those unit tactics, right?
It's a much larger time investment for GMs and coaches, which to some degree I really like, right? Because like being rewarded for the time that you spend on the league is pretty awesome. But it also is kind of a disappointment when like folks have lives and we have to understand that this is a hobby. So it's like finding and striking that balance is important. So I have always been a fan of like more features in FHM or that we can use, the better. But at the same time, like we had teams that were running testing not all that long ago, and it was definitely a difference maker. So like it's just about finding that balance between.
I think that Unitex also adds like build flexibility potentially. So you might get people who aren't just trying to build to fit in the system with like a scoring build. You can have some checkers and some defensive players that can do more in terms of the game and the system.
I would really like to see some more build like alternatives and like other because I mean you look at an average roster right now in tactics, like you have a two-way player, you have a dangler, and you have like a Gretzky's office. Like that's like all three lines for basically every team. That's like what's become the meta. So I would love to see some sort of variance or creativity being utilized. It's a good point, Egg. Yeah, definitely turns.
I will say, I met Egg today. He's exactly as handsome as you imagine, whatever that means to you.
Well, okay, so Egg actually brings up a good point. What would the SHL look like if we had injuries turned on in Engine?
So the first obvious answer is the J would get blown the fuck up by
yes.
And JGMs would hate us even more than they already do. Because we decimate their teams when injuries happen.
But if you categorized all the J teams as all the J contracts as two-way, and you could actually do the flexibility, like if you could limit how long injuries were, and like if they were in spurts, there's maybe something interesting there. Like if the max number of games that a player could miss due to injury was like 10, yes, it would severely limit what the JGMs could do, but there could be some interesting interplay there with like actually having prospects.
Can you imagine though, like, in your live sim today you suffered a career-ending injury, you have to hit the retire button.
Well, he said the max 10 games.
Like it's conceptually though, that's wild to me.
But imagine you're in like round 3 of the playoffs and your star player goes down for 8 games.
Yeah, that player that you spent 2 first-round picks for fully retained. Yeah.
Like I think it would be different, but I think you'd need to restructure the league in a different. Like you'd need to have.
You need to have like an affiliate system, like a full AHL,
which we did at one point have. If you like
the EEL, yes, Ace is well aware with the Vatican Vipers.
Well, we even had
Copenhagen Pagans. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, I was gonna say before the J was the SMJHL, was the Northwest Junior Hockey League, and there were affiliates to SHL teams at that time too.
Not originally, so they did come in later. It was like season, I want to say it's like 11 or 12 or something.
Yeah, because I just remember being drafted and being sent back.
But you weren't sent back to the team. You got
sent back to not the team that drafted me, but the team that.
And people hated it. People fucking hated the shit out of that.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember, like you loved being Kelowna. Sorry, you're on Detroit now.
That's exactly
that's our affiliate.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I still think it'd be fun to implement like full relegation system. And you're gonna be at the bottom of the season, or the standings at the end of the season. Guess what? You're a J team now. Like we're gonna promote the Scarecrows up to join the SHL.
Hey, they might put in some work. They're kind of scary.
Let's get weird.
They could go with LAP, head to head. They could take a game or two, I think.
Yeah, but how does player ownership work when
we're getting rid of player ownership. Once you're drafted, your GM owns everything about your player.
Yeah. Your GM's going to do all your PTs for you too, though. So that's the good news.
So if you have a PT pass as a GM, you actually just like your whole team.
We're going to one league, but split it in half.
Oh boy!
Go to 30 teams, but the top 15 play in the top 20 play in one league. The bottom 10
all the
play in
SHL teams have SMJHL drafts, so it's just like second the player joins, you have that player for their entire team.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking back-to-back drafts.
No. So you just have it initially.
Just one draft.
They all join the league. So you have one league and then one draft. So like you better be really good at scouting SMJHL style for the long term and see who sticks.
I don't like this idea because it sounds like way more work for me, and
That's a lot of work. But you have Noxu, who will just do everything, right?
Yeah. I love to make my co-GMs do everything too, so I'm right there with you. Any thoughts on the playoffs this year? Anything that really kind of stood out to you guys as noteworthy? Other than obviously Atlanta winning it and Edmonton coming narrowly away from almost going back to back. Anything else that really kind of jumped out?
What what shook me to my core was Hamilton being New England Red Wings.
Yes. The best two teams ended
dumbfounded.
up in the finals, but there were a couple of series that were a lot of fun. And I think that Hamilton, New England was
Edmonton,
fun.
Nola.
I do think that the Forge run was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously that Edmonton Nola series was like wild.
Yeah, Edmonton New Orleans was a great series. I was expecting more out of your syndicate there in the Western Conference Final, Nike.
The 2 games away to start were about as bad as they can be. But if you look at every game that we played after those first 2 games, they were good, tight games. And so that was more what I was expecting. I don't even think we really did anything different from a matchup perspective in the first 2 games. It just was the way that the sim went, and the Blizzard
that
came
11-0
out
game
hot.
or whatever that hurt.
Yeah, I was like, please make sure you reset happiness, because there's going to be some unhappy players on the bench.
I feel like scoring was just exorbitantly high this postseason in both leagues. Like, it was pretty ridiculous. Newfoundland and who was it that they played in the first round? I forget.
Nevada. There was like the 14.
Oh my
games,
god,
right?
Dude! Yeah, there was like 3 games where one team scored over 10 goals.
Baseball
I'm like, this
scores,
is just weird, man. This is
terrible
odd.
pitchers.
Like, make a save goalie. Both goalies had like a sub 700 save percentage.
Newfoundland, Yukon,
yeah, Yukon. That's what it was. Newfoundland, Yukon. It's like I heard cheese tax about 17 times a game. It was the worst.
I will say, Hiff, you have to do something about the Edmonton goal horn, because they can't keep that from you.
Sir, that's not my goal horn. I have a new
what?
So I don't know if you know this, but that goal horn was implemented because B-Fine won the charity drive when I was GM, and he's like 6 foot and I'm 5'10", so he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make Short Kings the goal horn for Edmonton."
I thought you were doing that ironically.
No, that was B-Fine. Entirely him.
Nice. Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I probably thought that Philly would get at least 2 games off of Atlanta in the Eastern Conference Final.
I think that it was very clear this season that these 2 teams were the juggernaut of the league and they were going to make it. I don't think a plus or minus game is, what you can expect.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we're going to kind of put a lid on the playoffs. Congrats against to Atlanta. And hit Hot Dog, if you're listening, you're going to be joining us at some point. We always like to interview the
or me cool
champ.
We can get David Savard on.
Whomever. He won the cup though. He's too busy.
He did win the cup.
So yeah, let's go ahead and jump over to our next subject, which is free agency. So if you don't know, the SHL free agent frenzy is in full swing. So as soon as that cup is awarded, that unofficial official tamper period opens up. Now players can't be signed, nor can they be jack crashered or locked into a contract, but GMs are open to negotiating and having communications with unrestricted free agents. And a lot of these unrestricted free agents have already come to terms tentatively with teams. So as soon as that signing period opens up, you're probably going to see a flurry of free agency activity. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, I think that this free agency has been a little bit more engaging and active than maybe what some of the previous free agency periods.
I feel like there's just a couple teams where people are like, yeah, like I'm open to seeing, where we go if anything's available and testing free agency. The GM turnover, I think, is a factor. They might not have time to get the contracts done up, but they might be re-signing with their old teams after. But yeah, you've got some fun names who are, actively looking for new teams and considering new teams. Not my team, but some other teams.
I do think that the GM turnover played probably a role this specific offseason.
Oh, for sure. Because you'll see a lot of Tampa players.
I was going to say, if you look at the list, right, there's a ton of folks that were on Tampa last season. And so, like, as a GM, if I'm having conversations with those folks, my leading question is, are you really a free agent, or is it just a timing thing, right? Because there are some folks on this list that I just would not expect to come available. And so that I'd rather lead there than lay it 100%. On and have somebody be like, yeah, I'm not even really interested.
Yeah, and honestly, that's just good general best practice anyway, because sometimes people show up in portals and they're not supposed to, and they're like, "Oh, I'm actually under contract," and then they're like, "Well, shit!" Like, you don't want to get caught in any type of tampering scenario. So, that's a good point there. So highlights, I've just got it sorted. So we're looking at our free agency, unrestricted free agents right now, and there's some high TPE players available here in the market, and some of them are maybe not going to hit the market. Some of them are going to return, like the Tampa players, like you were alluding to. But I mean, you have Brick Wall, journeyman. That's his whole shtick, is he wants to
We
play
know
for
he's
every team in the
journeying.
league.
Yeah.
So where is his journey going to take him next season? Juan Timer, big time top pairing defenseman for the Winnipeg Aurora. I can only imagine that he would entertain leaving the Aurora if he has a feeling that he's got a real legit opportunity to go win a cup somewhere. You've got Sean Pond.
I'd imagine he's going back.
Probably
no
going back,
doubt in
but
my
with
mind.
an outgoing GM, who knows maybe what's going on there. Maybe he wants to go play with his buddy.
No doubt in my mind.
So Kenvald, UFA, Dag Otto Bjornstjanst. Is that I don't know. Ken,
you're the Danish person here, right?
Yeah, he's Swedish, not Danish. See, those Danes sound like they have potatoes stuck in their mouth compared to Swedes, apparently.
Is that a roster quote? Can we get Raj here?
Basically. So that'll be an interesting one too. It'll be fantastic to see.
I think what's
where
interesting,
some of these
actually,
players are going.
if you look at the list, there's a lot more available defensemen than forwards.
Yeah.
So if you're looking, like if that was the place as a GM that you were looking this particular offseason, there's a lot of high quality available players.
I feel like every team is also looking for defense. So like it's not just
Yes.
everyone needs it.
Yeah. So I just like scanning the list, right? There's probably 3 forwards here, a goalie above the 1400 TPE mark. Like the rest is all D, and it's almost a dozen. So like if you're in the market for some help on the back end, this is the year.
Yep. So it'll be fascinating to see where some of these bigger names end up. Do they go and make the rich richer, or do they go to maybe some teams that are looking to take that next step, like maybe some of the expansion teams? It'll be very interesting to see how that shakes out. Any other thoughts on free agency? Nike?
Yeah, I guess I was curious, like have you guys been active in the market? Are there specific things that you're looking for that, like in your now going into your second season, that you felt like your rosters could use?
Well, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but we rostered a like 500 TP defenseman last year. So trying not to do that this year. We're going to have Chicken coming in. We did trade for him, so it's not that big of a secret. But unless something drastically changes during the, tampering period.
Yeah.
But yeah, just not having a terrible decor and just sticking with the plan.
Yeah, we've got a few like lower end free agents that we've already agreed to terms with that'll be coming in to plug roster holes. I mean, next season is not a big contention season for us. It's another transitional year, so it's finding people that are fun, finding people that would like to have a prominent spot on a team that's exciting and young. And
well, they are young. I don't know about exciting.
National's exciting, man. Me and Jeffy are coming up as like wicked early rookies, like at 500 something TPE.
I did that with my last player. It's a good time.
So we're gonna try to build that chemistry from like the ground floor with that defense pair. So it's gonna be nuts. But yeah, we've got a few people that have already joined the locker room and already started waking things up a little bit more of even than what it was before, which is a good time. So looking forward to it. You can take and you can infer based upon what I just said that we're not bringing in any big names, but yeah, it was fun to kind of just get out there. And I think I was one of the first GMs that were active on the free agency discussions. I will say half of these top tier names were not there when free agency opened in the portals.
I got hit with a fine. I think I moved mine like 30 minutes late because I thought Egg did it, and then he told me he didn't get to it last night. So we're gonna lose like half our GM pay this season, which I don't care. I'm stupid rich, so.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that, Hif.
They know. They told me they're also going to have my pick timer, which I also pick like instantly, so I'm also not worried about that.
There are some folks that's a dangerous game to play. That's a perfect segue to draft talk right there.
That is. Well, we almost got our hands slapped saying that we'd moved somebody too late, but we're like, no, he didn't. Here's the contract change thread. He was under contract legally, and then they're like, oh yeah, you're right. Never mind, you're good. I was like, I'm a grizzled veteran to getting punished by head office, baby. I don't need it extra, like undeserved. Usually, it needs to be earned. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some draft stuff. We are going to talk about some of these trades that are public, not the unreleased ones. So first off, I mean, it's going to be the talk of the town, right? It's not common that first overall gets dealt. I mean, it's maybe a little common.
It's become a lot more common lately, I feel, honestly.
Yeah, but...
Well, there's somebody in this conversation that's probably part of the problem with that pick getting moved quite a bit recently.
I think I've acquired more first overall picks than aces, if I'm being honest.
I think both of us have acquired a few of them.
I did once trade for first overall to select myself.
That's bold.
It's a bold strategy.
I took juke with my first overall, so I'm gonna say my quality is a little higher here.
I traded up to grab first overall to draft Jess, so that was a good pick for me.
S63, that's like 4 years ago.
Yeah, although she wasn't a 63, she was a 64.
She was 63. She was in my draft class.
Pretty sure, because wasn't
you recreate every 5 minutes.
Throw down $50 on it right now.
Rash, well, $50 Canadian. That's like $5 US.
Rash was 62. You had the big 62 class.
That was the 62 class, is what I was thinking. Yeah, you're right. It's 63.
Don't test me.
But yeah, so the trade happens. Toronto has first overall, and they trade out, and they get the season 85 first, Minnesota. They get the season 87 first, New Orleans. Season 84 second. So for this draft, 30th overall pick, which will be a good player. This draft's very deep. And then they also get the season 85 second, Minnesota, which I have a feeling that's still probably going to be an early second. So they get a couple firsts, decent second, and another second. And then going the other way, New Orleans receives the first overall pick, which I found this interesting. It's the first time the New Orleans Spectres, if they make the pick, if they don't move it, that they've ever made the first overall selection in the history of their time in the league. So that'll be really fascinating to see what Joe does. I did DM him and say, hey, give me a leak. Who are you taking? You traded up for one. And in typical Joe fashion, he said, I have no friggin' clue who I'm taking. I haven't figured it out yet.
And we all know it. You don't know who 108 is, you're not paying attention.
There's a great top 5 in this draft. And it's not surprising to me that I think a lot of teams are trying to get into that top 5 because there's a handful of slam dunks in this draft. There's probably 20 slam dunks in this draft, just to be honest. Like, it's one of the best classes in the last.
I think slam dunk. There's a lot of interesting first gens that might not be considered like slam dunk, but really look good.
There's some great recreates too. Like it's just a good mix.
Slam dunk recreates, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, 100% agreed. So New Orleans gets first overall. They also get a Seattle second from this draft, so they slide back from 30 to 44 in the second round pick, and then they secure a 85 second from Chicago. So that's going to be a late second for next season, unless Nike's team shits themselves pretty good, which is a possibility. So that's the trade in its entirety. What was your initial feedback on when you saw that one come through? Me personally, I thought it was maybe a little bit of a light price to pay to get first overall.
I don't know. I think it really depends. Like, if you think you're getting a roughly similar kind of quality player, you're getting next year's Minnesota first, which is going to be a lottery pick. Like, there's no doubt about that, unless some crazy free agency shit is happening. Like you're getting quantity, which if quantity is what you need, and Toronto probably needs a lot of quantity right now, is a smart move. You're getting a lot of picks. They're largely quality. And you're giving up, what should be a slam dunk player heading to New Orleans. But I don't think it's a light price. I think it's about fair, especially in this class.
I actually like the Toronto side if it was me making the deal, because you get a lottery pick, and I actually think that the New Orleans pick in 87, just like given where they are in age, is probably going to be in the ballpark of like a 10.
We say that about New Orleans.
Yes,
every
like I know
season.
Joe will find a way to cobble it together, and that pick will be 25. But like, you get a
Well,
lottery pick.
it's impossible to be 25, but yes, it'll be like 15, 16.
Yeah. So I just like the 30. The pick at 30 is probably going to be an active player with a shot that somebody you can keep active, and then you get a lottery pick, and then I'll call it a mid plus first. Just like if you and I have had this conversation a lot of times, like sometimes it's better to have two than one. And in this case, I think that's where Toronto's.
It really depends on where the team is at, and Toronto needs quantity. So yeah, I think like it's a good move for both sides. But I don't think it's light at all. I think it's a price that makes sense for both teams. And I don't think anyone was going to beat that price either.
Yeah. You have Denver, the two expansion teams in Nashville, making a trade here.
You want to talk about a steep price? This is a steep price here.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted another first, and I didn't know first overall was going to be that cheap, and I wanted to finalize it before the market got too crazy. So I was able to grab another first and a 87 third for the 86 first Barracuda, the 88 first Nashville, and the 86 second. So paid a little bit, but I accomplished what I was looking to do. And I have a tendency to find first round picks out of nowhere to replenish the ones I trade away. So I fully intend on doing that eventually. But we had a hell of a draft last season, and we are trying to supplement that with another trio of players here in this.
I think Nike will agree. You took Jeffy. It can't be that good.
That's my coach.
Jeffy's coming up this season, right? Is that what I heard?
Yep.
Yeah, me and
Jeffy.
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 Yeah, deep air of the future, baby. Luckily, we have our own natural first next draft, so it'll be a good one.
Yeah, interesting to note that you traded your 88 first here, not your 85 first.
He's thinking.
Yeah. Well, I don't plan on being this trash in 88, so we'll have to see how it works out. But good. It was always fun to, negotiate with my former co-GM forever. Yeah. So that's that trade. Do you guys have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, like I said, it feels like a steep price, but you really wanted in this draft, and you got in this draft. That'd probably be the price you had to pay to get a mid first in this draft from anyone, because no one seems like they want to move out of the draft. So probably the price makes sense, but it feels steep just looking on the outside.
I think if you had been second to trade, the price would be different, but you were first to trade in a market where everybody wants in on this draft.
Yep. Yeah, and there was only so many picks that were available too. So yeah, yep, fair enough. All right, moving on. We have just a smaller trade. BAP trades into the second by trading away a future second. And just from raw value here, I mean, that Hamilton pick's going to be better than the Chicago pick. So
I don't know. They lost. They could lose in the first round. Start regressing. Players are getting older.
I think it's interesting that if you look back at like every trade tonight, there's been a Chicago second in there, and I'm not trading at all. Because I'm now handing those out
trading
like
everything. Yes. You get it. You're like Oprah. You get a second. You get a second, and you get a second. Yep. So not really too much to dissect here.
No.
I think that's probably all I had.
I mean, you did miss. It's not for this draft, but you did miss our Mad Buff trade there.
Oh yeah, I'm not really. Where is it?
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Almost there.
Oh.
So close.
You had so many. I was looking for just Mad Buff, not the egg coming first.
Chicken, and the egg came before the chicken.
That's true. That's true.
But it's a duck.
You didn't even use your emotes. What are we doing here?
I was on my phone, and Vandy wasn't going to post it, so this is what you get.
Unbelievable. Break us down on this trade. Like, why'd you make it?
Yeah. So Puddles, we hadn't like, he was on vacation. We hadn't fully agreed to a contract. I was open to moving him. We have a lot of S79 forwards. We really need some help on D. So we kind of got like a higher value pick back in the 88 Buffalo first. Got Chicken to really help our D-core. Puddles didn't really like that. We weren't that great last year. and his player particularly didn't do that well. I tried like a couple things to get him going, but he seemed to hate everything I tried in coaching. So I'm hoping Buffalo he can have a better time there. And they got our second next year, which should be still a high second. And yeah, they've wanted Puddles since we took him because I don't know, they like animals in Buffalo, I guess. And he's a good guy, so I wish him nothing but the best there. But we're excited to bring Chicken in, who we took originally in Edmonton. Egg and I took him, then traded him to Buffalo, and now we're reacquiring him. So it's a full circle.
Oh, that's so funny. It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Love that. And the 88 first is a nice little feather in your cap to add as well. So
I think Buffalo would be good, but I don't think it'd be a particularly amazing pick. But just having
trade capital, regardless.
Yeah, having assets in the future never hurts.
Yeah. You have any thoughts on this deal, Nike?
Furious Chicken feels like it took 3 or 4 seasons because Buffalo was kind of
5-6 seasons. Yeah,
it was like, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna go?
So my understanding is that like they never got something they felt made sense to trade Chicken at where he was.
Yeah,
so, like this, like similar to this offer is what they were getting value for him when he was like 1,900 2K TP. So it didn't make sense to move him at that point. But they're fine moving him now, and they know he'll enjoy being here with me and Egg. So
yeah, I mean, it's just to me, it's like finally I've seen that name for quite some, and nothing wrong. Like Chicken is awesome. It was just like where Buffalo was and where Chicken was in career just didn't match for pretty much the entirety of Chicken's career.
So it would be fantastic to see if
we're all coming to Finn's backyard, apparently.
Yep, backyard of Finn.
You there Sunday?
In Ohio. I'll see you guys there. I wonder how the pick tracker thing's gonna.
I gotta find my passport then. Damn.
Are they actually gonna keep us on the pick timer this time?
There's no pick clock for the SHL at this point now.
They should. If I see one more trade talks thing from,
are you referring to a specific individual circumstance? Is there something you'd like to get off your chest here, Ace? No comment. Pleading the 5th.
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the 6th. This is the worst. To
be fair, there are other GMs who also take a long time for no fucking reason sometimes. I feel like Seven's actively trying to trade, so I'll give him the credit there that it's not just him delaying it for no reason.
I think he gets his jollies out of it, dude. I really do. Any thoughts on the first round here? Anything that's interesting that kind of sticks out to you guys, other than that whole New Orleans acquiring first overall for the first time ever in their history?
Big thing for me, a couple big things. San Francisco, I'm really curious. They have 2 top 10 picks, so that should be a lot of talent to bring in. I'm curious to see where they're going with it. They picked up Ferry Fields last draft, who could be a good piece for them in Blues. But yeah, definitely interested to see how their rebuild is going and who they're what they're targeting and what they're gonna bring in here. The Rage have 2 firsts, which is pretty interesting. Curious to see where they're going to go with that.
Make the picks.
Well, he acquired them from me. He acquired one of them. So the 16 I traded him was a New England pick. And I got his, I think it's like 88, 87 first or something. I've got a lot of firsts in the future, but I digress. Curious to see what they're looking to do. They had a long-time member, Mare, in this draft. I don't think she'll be at 16, 15, 16. So we'll see how that goes. And then, what's my other thought? I think that's all my thoughts.
Los Angeles to me is the most interesting. New
GM, yeah.
Multiple picks in the top, in that top, what is it, 15? Top 10 even? 12. So they pick it at 5 and then 12. That's like new GM, set the stage. How do you want to start to build your team and your culture? I just think that's a great story.
That's Wazzy, right? I think he's listening.
Yeah.
Hey, Wazzy.
He's here.
Good luck. I know you've been scouting like mad and trying to figure out the portal, which is hard as the first time dealing with that. So big congrats to you. And
I did find
also, I don't know if he's listening, but congrats.
Yeah, Spooked as well. Yeah.
I had a really great scouting conversation with Spooked, and I was like, do you ever get the itch?
You're like, I want to draft him, and now he's gone.
I know, dude. I was like, well, it was so funny because in the whole conversation, I was like, did you ever get the itch to go back to GMing? Because I immediately before our scouting chat, it was like trade negotiations when he was with Minnesota. was like, oh hey, like look at these last chats that we had like a couple years ago. And
so my
he's
spooked
like,
memory is that when we were discussing the shooting range and accuracy, he was the only person who actually knew how shooting accuracy worked, and he broke it down. And the whole GM chat was like, "Shut up, Spooked! Like this isn't how it works, and we're not listening to you. You're a dumbass." And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make him shut up. I'm gonna do what he says and see if it works. And it did work. I led the league in goals to defenseman as like an 1100 TP defenseman. And he gave me a great season when I was Randall Thor. So thank you, Spooked, for that. And sorry for calling you out when you were right.
That's funny. So yeah, tune in Sunday at 1 p.m.
Yep, Easter.
For the only time zone that really matters for the SHL entry draft. So that'll be a good time. I'm kind of out of agenda items, fellas. Like we touched on draft, we touched on free agency, we touched on the playoffs. Any other thoughts around the league? Any other topics that you think would be worthwhile sharing with the
well, I know
wonderful
we got
fans?
the charity drive coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that. I don't know a specific date, but always a great cause. I think we generally donate to the Trans Lifeline, or am I wrong?
That sounds right to me.
That sounds right, yeah.
But yeah, so should be some fun items put up. Always some great SHL themed ones, and then just outside the SHL, I'm gonna call out Flex. Still waiting to get my charity item from last time, but we're in contact, so excited for that. But
I'm still waiting on my painting from Jess from like 2 charity drives ago. So maybe that'll arrive one day.
Listen, you can't rush a masterpiece, okay?
What's y'all's top 10 looking like? We're all GMs. I mean, Nike can give you his top 10, but I'm not giving you mine.
What's really funny is that we did this. We're like, we've got a mock draft channel, of course, in our locker room. And I'm like, guys, I really can't help because I've not really been scouting to the degree that you would hope to help build some of that. There are, like I said, there's probably like 15-ish players that I'm kind of playing that game of. They could probably fit in the top 10, but if this team does this thing, then that probably doesn't happen. So, as much as it's like skirting the question, one, I'm not really equipped to answer it, and two, like I actually think that there's enough variability in the first, like after the first probably 3 or 4 picks, that there could be a lot of folks that I would put at 20 that are going to end up getting picked at 6, 7, and 8. So, I can
say with absolute certainty, Kerm Frosker, that guy's a bum. Not going to go until the second round at the earliest. And Rurik Markov, also just a bum. Not going until the third at least. No question about that.
The funny thing is, I
player names I don't even know.
That's fine in my co-GM's player.
I was seeing you guys go in some people's mocks. I'm like, what are we doing here?
The one that's often is Matthew Thompson, which is Kale Salad, the Philly co. He's in like a lot of people's top 10s. So if you're listening, let the rookies know. Change that because he's a co-GM. He's not going to go until the second.
So my embarrassing moment of the day was we were talking about mock draft this morning, and I was like, I had Trips in my list, and somebody was like, "Trips is a GM. What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Trips has stepped down from being a GM enough times in the last like 6 months that I wasn't sure." They're like, "Yeah,
one of those times, yes."
Well, to me, it feels like 100 because it's more a product of Baltimore than it is Trips.
Baltimore, yeah, that's true.
That GMC has been a little hot.
Has there been a hiring post for that, or are they just throwing the co-GM in?
Not sure.
I didn't see one when I checked.
But yeah, but Patrick makes a great point. Fix your mock drafts because I want better average.
We get boned on average. Like I lose like 3 TP each season by being a GM.
Yeah, but you recreate so often that you don't have enough time for it to.
I won fantasy this year. Okay, I'm unstoppable.
What I have learned over the course of the last 2 seasons is the real key is actually just to recruit. So if you have friends that want to join the SHL,
okay, so I'm going to stop you right there.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, I don't even see it. Somebody's saying that Hockey Fan is the GM over there now.
He stepped down though. Yeah. Am I wrong?
I don't think so.
Did he step down again?
I swear I saw something about it. Maybe I'm crazy.
Leaks.
It's probably in a box somewhere. If it's okay, you'll unpack that box in the next couple of weeks.
You're gonna be sitting down. You're gonna be like,
I googled.
oh,
I went on his post to see if he said something, and the first thing I see, that's true. I am also dating a relative, so Baltimore is known for incest now.
I thought that was just Montreal's GM that did that.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, brother. Oh boy. All right. I think that is gonna probably do it.
Oh,
We're
I have
gonna
one more. I have one more
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Do it.
If folks have not checked out Leafs Darian's post in media this evening on the SHL Hall of Fame and bios for Hall of Fame players, it's a pretty cool look. I think it's something that the league, like if you're somebody who is relatively new or been here a long time, there's kind of like both sides of the coin will really like this. As somebody who's been around not quite as long as these two guys, but long enough to have seen many eras of the SHL, it's just a cool snapshot into some players that have
My
been
favorite thing about this article, he lists himself twice because he's had 2 Hall of Fame players.
right. And Darian obviously is the one doing a lot of the work in the back with
Yeah.
Agent Smith, like writing up these blurbs. So it's easier to write about your own player. But if you look in the comments, like there's a number of folks who have Hall of Fame players that were like, I would love to write my own bio that ends up on the portal. And like, I just think that this is a neat touch if you're into the history of the league and
Absolutely.
players in the Hall of Fame.
I, for one, cannot wait to see Tiggle Biddy's bio.
I think you should write it up and probably get some custom graphics put together for that one.
What was Tiggle Biddy's render? Do you know?
Patrice Bergeron.
He didn't have Tiggle Biddy's. He needed like a Guillaume Laton dress, like a Dustin Bufflin.
Dustin Bufflin is a good one.
God. Yeah, who was who was the guy that played for the Habs and then he played for the
David
Bruins?
Savard? No.
Benoit Pouliot.
Benny Poo Poo, yep.
Benny the Pooh, dude. Yeah, that guy would be a good Tiggle Biddies for sure. Yeah, so that's a good shout out though, Nike. I love it anytime we're doing more like quality of life, touches to make it feel more realistic. The Hall of Fame has been, I don't want to say neglected, because they do a good job and they work hard at making sure that people are being recognized for, good achievements. But I can't tell you when the last time was I went into the portal and was clicking through Hall of Fame players. And I think doing this will probably attract more traffic to that, which I'm 100% in support of. So I love it.
I also have a hot Hall of Fame take. I don't think Ron Mexico was as good. I just think he was the first.
Yeah. Yeah, Turd Ferguson only ever won the Turd Ferguson once.
Hey,
so.
Don't you talk shit about Turd Ferguson. That's my boy.
That's just kind of the way it works, though, right? Being the first is...
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like had they waited, he would not be the person the award is named after.
Yeah, but it's also just a great trophy name.
Ron Mexico is that's fair. It is a great trophy name.
Yeah,
it does sound better than the Aaron Wilson trophy. That's true.
Is that awarded for breaking Sims?
I think it's for breaking SDHS specifically. We'll get for FHM. We'll get like the Namlet Award or something.
Oh
no, couldn't be.
Nike, tell Ace how much you loved my playoff commentary.
Patrick was bringing the heat. I don't remember if it was the second.
Have you seen this man?
Well, yes, fair enough. But in the second or third round, there was like a couple of Sims that I was like, Patrick. I'm out walking my dog and get my headphones in, just listening to Patrick because I don't even have to watch the sim. I can just listen to him talk. It's the best radio call I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's got a great radio voice. That's like the first thing I told him.
He's got a good face for radio too.
Excellent, just the best.
The only thing we got to work on, Patrick, is getting the volumes right, because there was a couple of times that the goal horn was drowning you out like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, you got to work on the audio mixer for sure. Okay, I'm gonna go watch the rest of this Patriots preseason game. I really appreciate all of you guys that were in the chat. It was a very active chat today. We love that. We are gonna try to stay to our weekly cadence. Sometimes real life gets in the way. It's almost hockey season for Amelia too, so things are gonna get nuts for me. But luckily, we've got HIF, we've got Nike. We're gonna try to stick to our schedule. Make sure that if you guys have topics for us, you put it in the thread. That way we can jump on those and plan an agenda in advance and talk about the things you guys want us to talk about. Flex the jerseys real quick. All right, Hef,
all right, Squid, here we go. Can't see, the lighting is shit, but
Nike's got the socks.
I got my Pedroia jersey on from 2015.
Hey, it's the last time the Sox had anybody, right?
The alternate sweater. My name on the back. All embroidered. That's right.
These guys are just cooler than me. I don't know what to tell you.
I think it's the inverse. I think that's how the formula works in this scenario.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. I mean, like if I was on a roller hockey team, I would absolutely have a custom jersey.
When's it going to be roller hockey?
Beer league? You can play beer league.
Well, there's a roller hockey court in East Boston, so like I can just skate down the street and play some puck if I really wanted to.
Just go to the mecca of hockey and just play on the upper rink between the two.
How are you going to Montreal from Boston? That's a long commute.
Dude, Montreal garbage, dude. I'm talking
the
beautiful cathedral.
The
cathedral called Hockey Town in Saugus, Massachusetts.
Sure.
It is just
if you ever make it up here, we're taking you there. You need to see it. The place is golden.
We're all going to take this journey together here.
It's right up there next to what used to be the greatest steakhouse in all of Boston.
Look at this beautiful barn as you're driving down Route 1. That big sign.
Without the Walmart across the street, it's not quite as fun. You have to see the whole picture of the road as you drive down. It's on this highway with a median that's got like a giant fence. It might as well have like
the Berlin Wall chain link down the middle.
It literally is like you're on the wrong side of the road. It's gonna be 4 hours until you get back to the other side, so you can get to your skating time.
But luckily, there's a Dunkin' Donuts at every other block, so you don't need to worry about turning around.
In Canada, that's a Timmy's. So
yeah, but honestly though, like that rink is such a crap hole. Like you walk in and it smells like some guy pissed in the corner because he probably did. And then when the Zamboni comes out, the Zamboni comes out and it like backfires and it smells like just burning fuel. Like
Hockey Town, USA, baby.
Oh my God,
every time you go in there, you expect it to be cement and just like the rink is gone. It's just gonna be cement.
Oh yeah, give it up in the arena.
Google Maps Street View. That's a good call. We gotta do it real quick.
You have this is every time I drive north, you're halfway home when you've got to Hockey Town, USA. And the Hilltop Steakhouse used to be right there, and they had the best salad dressing in the world. This is
reminiscing over lost food. I relate 100%.
This is a stretch of road,
main
highway in Boston up north, that if you've ever lived in Boston for even a year, you will reminisce about how shitty it is.
Look at this beautiful relic.
We can't see it, Ace. We can't experience it.
Oh my God.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Gorgeous.
Here we go. I guess I wasn't doxing myself. That's great. So yeah, here it is right on Route 1. We'll drop you right back in here. Boop. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
The mecca of hockey.
How did it get the title of Hockey Town? A lot of like Nepo money or something?
They originally existed before the city of Detroit did.
Oh.
Yeah. That can't be real. You just made that
up. So yeah, there's one sheet here, and then there's another sheet here, and then in the middle,
Jamestown in like Pennsylvania, then right?
And then in the middle, there's a whole roller hockey rink up top.
And the worst part is
there's no walls between the rinks, so like you will have a game going on over here.
Over?
Yes.
Pucks, but the worst part is like there'll be a game over here, and then the ref will blow the whistle on this game, and all the kids on this side will stop playing.
I've been on a rink like that before, yeah.
And you have to be like, I'm on the bench. I'm like, not our whistle, keep playing.
Hey, at that point, you just play until the third or fourth whistle, right? Just
Yeah. And there's the beautiful Walmart with the parking garage underneath it, right there.
That Walmart is we've totally gone off topic here, but that Walmart is one of those ones that has an escalator for your cart, and that's one of the coolest things in the world.
Yeah,
that's the Walmart when the Bruins do their secret Santa shopping, their Christmas shopping, that's where they go and do all their shopping, by the way.
Which is a terrible idea because it has the narrowest aisles of any Walmart I've ever been in my entire life.
So yeah.
But you just have to go a couple more clicks down the road to get to Kowloon, and now we're really talking.
Oh yeah, we gotta let's bring everybody on a
everybody
Route 1 journey.
We're done with Boston already. Boston's done.
Oh, he's going.
We're going.
Are you going the right way? Yeah,
there it is. Just the beautiful. This is modern Boston architecture at its finest.
The best Chinese food in the United States.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
Also
the best Mai Tais.
I was going to say, if you could scrape the bottom of the Mai Tai container, you might get a communicable disease, but you're in for a good time.
That's why you have an immune system, and that's where you improve it there at Route 1, Kowloon. They just actually they opened up the Chinese restaurant at the Brook in Seabrook. Right. So they're doing that there now too. SHL Tonight. Woo!
Hearing about the food mecca of Hockeytown, USA?
That would be a combination tour to go to Hockeytown, USA, and then
you can go there next.
We have Hooters here. We don't need Hooters. Nobody needs Hooters.
And then we have the Saugus. Hold on, where am I? Okay, yeah, the Saugus Prada. There you go. Yep.
Really showed off the gems here.
Yeah, it's great, dude. That's a cultural institution.
If you keep going, you'll get to the dinosaur, and then
we gotta go to the Route 1 dinosaur.
Okay, so this is my last story. Then I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna stop telling Boston local things. There was a miniature golf course that was literally abutting this highway for probably 40 years, and they decided to tear it down ultimately to build brand new apartment complexes like everything in Boston. But they left the dinosaur.
Okay, that's good. I would rent that condo, absolutely.
And it has been memorialized with this Route 1 street hockey hat that's being sold at Pure Hockey, and there's the little dinosaur.
That's pretty good.
And there's the Hockeytown sign.
Nessie, yeah. I've been to Montreal twice in my life. 3 times in my life. I couldn't take them on a tour of Montreal. But as far as I understand, it's just potholes anyway. So
yeah, well, that's Massachusetts roads in general too. So
yeah, you guys got the tour. You don't need to come.
Welcome to the North Shore of Massachusetts. Saugus's finest for sure. Patrick's like top 10 SHL Tonight episode ever.
Patrick, I got news for you. We're gonna book you a flight to Boston and show you around.
Nike. He's from Ohio. You'd find that place just like home.
Oh boy! All right,
poor Patrick.
I'm gonna call it here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It was fun. We went off topic at the end, but I think that's probably the best part of the show anyway. Yeah. Like I said, if you guys have anything you want us to chat about, throw it in the thread. We would really appreciate that, and we will catch you all next time.